And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream, everyone. How are we today? I was ready to go a little bit earlier today, so I thought, why not? I was just sitting here with my cup of tea, and I thought, let's just get stuck in, shall we? So thanks everyone that's joined a little bit early today. We're live like 10 minutes or so early. Yash says I'm seated. I hope you all found your seats. Obviously starting a bit early, so sorry if anyone was scrambling to find a seat there at the back. But welcome to the stream. How are we all doing today? Welcome, Mikkel, Diastri, Matt Garitzson. We've got Lam in Yamal in the chat, Ridge, Smaug, Farish, Redwine, Gavin, Edjar, Noctambuli. Good to see lots of members. Flandy, how we doing? 2k from 200k. Are we really? When I woke up, we were at 197,000, so we've just gone over 198,000. I don't know if we're going to hit it. Oh, hang on. That's not my team. What have I done here? Good start. Hang on, let me switch it over. Is it that one? There we go. Sorry. Right, lost my track. Yeah, welcome all. So, yeah, we must have hit that this morning then, like, in the last 20 minutes or so, because I woke up and it wasn't on 198k. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't think we'll hit it during the deadline stream, but, yeah, we're closing in on the big 200k. And obviously I've agreed to get the Focal logo tattooed when we hit 200,000, so hit subscribe if you want to be a part of that. Be part of a piece of that history, the Focal tattoo. Where shall I get it tattooed? Shall I put a poll up? So where should we go? Forearm. Any suggestions? Forehead? Forehead? Forearm. Maybe I'll put forehead. Where else? Somewhere else. Palm? Eyeball. I don't think I should put forehead on the poll, because then it's just going to ruin the poll, because you're all going to put that. Cheek? Neck? Oh, I don't know if I'll get it on my neck. Nipple tattoo? That sounds so painful. Fingers? Forearm? Okay, well, those are the options. Biceps? Yeah, maybe biceps. That's not a bad shout either. The inside of your bottom lip. But I think it's got to be somewhere that's kind of visible. Like, no one's going to see it on the inside of my lip, are they? Like a tramp stamp. Back of the shoulder. Yeah, I mean, I want it somewhere visible, but not too visible. Like, and I also have to provide proof that I actually get the tattoo. I don't have any tattoos, by the way. Like, oh, FPL Chai's in the chat. I was talking to him about this when he was over for Gameweek 1, and I think Dylan said he doesn't have any tattoos either, but like he'd love to get one, and he likes tattoos. Behind the ear, back of the ear. A lot of people are saying back of the ear. What, like Edison's? Like Edison's with the smiley? I don't know. It feels a bit too visible. Eyelid? That sounds so... Some of these suggestions. on the shaft, what the hell? It's 10 to 9 in the morning and chat's lost it already. Yeah, so some price changes last night. Who went up? Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, on fpl.page there's a little widget where you can actually track all the price changes. Let's see who went up. Loads of price changes last night. So Muniz went up, Varley went up, Bernardo, Xerxes and Wood went up. Loads of price falls. I don't know if there's any notable ones there. Trippier went down. Calafiori went down. That's good. Like, if he breaks into the team, which he will at some point, and when he cements himself, he's going to be a steal for 5.9. Maybe 5.8. Maybe people will keep selling him. We'll see. And obviously the other news is who's got Barco? Hands up in the chat. Who's got Barco? So he's gone to Sevilla now on a season-long loan. He's red flagged in FPL though, so that's good news. His price is locked, so he won't go down in price at least. So silver linings, but yeah, Barco is price locked, so you're okay there if you've got him. I think there's quite a lot out there. I'm pretty sure he was like the 5th most owned defender at the time of Gameweek 1. I don't know if he is now or if his ownership's gone down, but I think I saw a membership. It was virtual. Thanks for the 7 months. He says, advice for a cursed Kwanzaa, Barker and Solanke owner. Well, I would address Solanke first, prioritise that. And I'm assuming your other 3 defenders will play, in which case I wouldn't take a hit. So I would just get rid of Solanke, and I would say the best 3 replacements are Muniz, Mateta and Armstrong. I think they're all good. Maybe Muniz makes the most sense because he's home to Leicester. You're buying the player with the best fixture there. And then they've got Ipswich away and then West Ham home. So I'd probably go Muniz if I had Solanke. Now if you literally don't have a defence that plays, then I think it's viable to take a -4 and use that extra, how much is it, 1.5 to go, you know, Quansah up to a 5.5 mil defender. But yeah, I'd avoid hits at all costs if you can this week and just address Solanke. Yeah, I mean, we did hands up who's got Barco, hands up who's got Solanke. I mean, some people have got both, like Virtual, which is so unlucky. Who's everyone replacing Solanke with? Let us know in the chat. I'll put a poll up in a sec. So 48% say forearm tattoo, 25% somewhere else. That's quite suspicious. And then foot and finger. Alright, let's do a poll for Solanke. Yeah, very unlucky that for Solanke owners. I mean, did he miss a game last season? Maybe like one. What are the options? We'll go Mateta, Muniz, Armstrong, and other. Obviously, some of you might not be replacing. Maybe some of you already like sold Quansah. You don't want to take a -4. Gavin says Anderson's my problem this week. That reminds me, on the left-hand side, you see you've got the experts captaincy. I've also added a team news widget. So periodically that will like swap in, and then you'll just see all the headlines from the team news. So I don't have to always run through all the team news. Like those are the headlines this week. So like Solanke's out, Porro's fit. Quansah picked up a minor injury Tuesday, trained on Friday. Tony might not be in the squad again. Anderson not in the Palace squad, finalising the move to Fulham. And Pep expects Rodri to miss out again as well. Mac has gone Havertz. Yeah, if you've got the money, Havertz is the best pick. I should have mentioned that earlier. A lot of people going Chris Wood. Ryan's gone Chris Wood, so is Ben. Elliot's going Welbeck. So is Aman. Nathan's going Xerxes, very nice. Devon, thanks for becoming a member. Thanks very much for that, Devon. Yeah, if anyone wants to become a member, join the button below the stream. Supports the channel. You get early access to videos. There's a members channel on Discord. You get a loyalty badge by your name. So yeah, if you'd like to support me, it's only like £1.99. Bertman says, I have a sub and a 0.4. Do I change Barco this week? No, not this week. If you've got a sub and 0.4, then no. Just keep hold of him. I know it's annoying, but he's not an urgent transfer if you've got defenders that play. Like, I think a lot of Barco owners are going to be keeping him for a few weeks now, because there's other places where there's going to be more points to be gained than selling Barco for a 4 mil defender. Like, I'm rolling this week, and I can go Foden in Gameweek 3 in 2 moves when they've got West Ham and Brentford. Or, if I can get to Gameweek 4 and I've got 2 transfers, I could do Saka to Salah and something like Isaac to João Pedro, or Bruno to 5.5 mil like Semenyo or Minte. So yeah, I wouldn't rush to sell Barco, especially if you've got subs that can play ahead of him. Joker says Eze, Jota, Isaac, Vardy or best captain / vice. Do you not have Salah or Haaland, Joker? If you don't, I'd go Isaac captain, Jota vice. But Salah and Haaland are the better captains. Haaland's the best one this week for me. Ren says, if you're a Salah owner and a Solanke owner, and you don't have any Man City players at all, what team would you put together if you're using a free hit? A free hit? Oh, I saw your tweet, Ren, about free hit. For me, I wouldn't free hit this week, because it's always more upside than a double and a blank, really. Especially a double. If you can free hit a full 11 of players at double, I think that's way more powerful than using it in a single. But if I was using it now, I think I'd have Haaland and Salah. You may as well if you're on a free hit. What would the team be? I mean, I guess we'll try and assemble a team. So let's pull that up. I'd keep Trent, so I'd have Haaland. I'd leave Isaac if I can. I don't know if I could afford that. Muniz. I'd take Saka out. I'd have Salah. Oh, that could be a mistake. Smith Rowe probably leaving. I'd take him out. I'd leave Eze in, I think. It's tricky. I'd have Vardiol, but I might be spending way too much now. And I'd have Porro. So, yeah, that's 0.8 mil left. So, yeah, I think I'd just go like super cheap here on the defenders. Howard Bellis. Conser down to just 2 4 mils. Something like this as the foundation. And then those last 2 spots, I'm not sure yet. But I think I'd go like that. If I was on a free hit. Yeah, definitely Trent, Vardy or Porro. Porro's fit to play, so love that one. Yeah, I think I'd target that Leicester fixture with Moodys and Smith Rowe. You might as well go for it. Salah, Haaland I'd have. Isak I'd have. I'd keep Eze, home fixture. Yeah, it's just those last 2 spots, Bruno and Nkunku. That'd be the foundation of a free hit. Devon, thanks for the super chat as well. No message on that one. But thanks very much. Is Solanke going to drop to 7.4 mil? Let's have a look. What's the price changes saying? He's minus 65% now. So maybe not tonight, but he will drop before Gameweek 3, yeah. He will drop. As annoying as it is, sometimes the right players just ride out the price drops. We'll have to see if it was the right play, but I rode out the Quansah price fall because I just think I'll have more exciting moves to make. And in my case, it's a bit different because I had Dunk, who, yeah, it's not ideal, but I can play him. Whereas if you've just got Barco, for example, as your backup, then yeah, you don't really have much choice at all. People disrespect Chris Wood. Hey, he's not a bad pick at all. I mean, isn't Nketiah joining Forest? And then they've got Awani as well to come off the bench. Where's Teddy? He's around the families. Yeah, they just picked him up. They just got back from holiday yesterday, so they've not seen him for like a week. So they're dog sitting Teddy today. Vardiol or Robinson? Vardiol. Gotta be Vardiol. I mean, these are the clean sheet odds for Game Week 2. City way out in front, 57%. Then it's Liverpool, 39.5. Spurs, Fulham. Another reason why Robinson's a solid transfer this week. But obviously, if you had Quansah and nothing in the bank, then you can't do it this week. Timothy in the chat, good to see you, mate. How we doing? How's the team looking? Who will win the Premier League? Arsenal, obviously. Obviously, Arsenal. Who's winning the league, guys? Well, no, let's do top 4. Put your top 4 predictions in the chat in order. Captain Saka, Salah, Isak or Havertz? I would captain Salah out of those 4. City winning the league. Leicester. Imagine. Not again. I don't know if I'll ever see a miracle like quite as crazy as Leicester winning the league again, but we'll see. Villa champions. Spurs to win the league, you reckon? I mean, you can't, if you're a Spurs fan, you can't be happy with the draw in Game Week 1. Like, that's a bad start to the season. Really should have won that one. Ipswich. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, then Man United. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Newcastle. City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Man United. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Tottenham. Don't mind that one. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Newcastle. What are your thoughts on Xerxes? I tend not to take a chance on a player that's just joined the league early in the season. I like to see them playing consistently in form before I really go there. The Villa disrespect is crazy. Will Anderson start today? No, he's not going to be... Well, I doubt it. He's not going to be in the Fulham squad because he's finalising his transfer to... sorry, he's not going to be in the Palace squad because he's finalising the move to Fulham. So if he's still finalising the move to Fulham, then presumably he's not going to be in the Fulham squad either. So I'm guessing we don't see Anderson this week. Jota or Diaz? Gotta be Jota. Playing as striker. I think he's the same price as Diaz as well. And they're both midfielders in FPL. So, yeah, definitely Jota. You guys want to see something crazy? These are the Gameweek 2 projected goals. Jota's on the list, by the way. He's in 5th place. But look at this. Let me zoom out. I mean, is anyone tempted by triple captain this week? So Haaland, 1.34 projected goals. 74% chance of getting one or more. Salah's on 0.75 projected goals. 53% chance of getting one or more. Yeah, Jota's in 5th behind Isak and Foden as well. Palmer's up there, Son. Muniz on the list. So again, like, good Solanke replacement this week. João Felix. I don't know if he'll come straight in the 11. I'm trying to remember what he was like when he was on loan before. I feel like he wasn't a great FPL asset then, but maybe he will be this time. Saka, Nicholas Jackson. This assumes that the player starts. And then you want to see an even crazier graphic. These are the top season projected goals last season and this season. And obviously the list is almost entirely Haaland. But look at this. So Haaland, 1.34 projected goals is the highest, or joint highest, of this season and the entirety of last season. But his share's gone up as well, 40%. So he'll have an expected 40% share in the goals. So maybe that's because Alvarez has left, or maybe because they're expecting Foden to get less minutes, that sort of thing. The joint highest we've seen it last season and this season. So it's really tempting. It is really tempting, but I don't know if I'd do it. John's in the chat. John, I remember last season we had this conversation before Fulham, and you went for it. You triple captained Haaland against Fulham, and he got a hat-trick and an assist, 20 points. So you got 60. So are you doing it again, John? That's what I want to know. If John's doing it, back him all the way. Devon, thanks for the super chat. He says he missed Gameweek 1. His team is Edison, Robertson, Trent, Dunk, Van der Ven, Bernardo Silva, Matoma, Smith Rowe, Salah, triple captain Haaland and Isak. And the bench is Fleck and Lavia, Vestergaard, Jemison. Any changes? So I would take Flecken down to a 4 mil keeper and then use the 0.5 to upgrade Vestergaard, because your bench is way too light otherwise. So this week you're playing Robertson, Trent, and Van der Ven, I guess. So yeah, I would downgrade Flecken, go Vestergaard to another to a 4.5 mil defender. I mean, the rest is good. I'm not so sure about Bernardo Silva, but I do get it because it's a home fixture to Ipswich. If it was me, I would try and fit in Foden over Bernardo if you can. But obviously it's very hard because you do have Salah and Haaland, so maybe that's not possible actually. No, I think it's fine actually. Salah and Haaland, and then you don't have Foden. Yeah, Robertson's an interesting one. I was on the fantasy show yesterday, and I actually said on that, if I was wildcarding this week, I'd be really tempted to go Trent and Robertson. Because look at the fixtures. 3 home games in the next 4. Starting Gameweek 1. We know what he's about. Like, he's got an average of 10 attacking returns a season over the last 6 years, Robertson. So, yeah, if I was wildcarding, I'd be really tempted to go Robertson and Trent. Obviously, the alternative is you go Vardy, but I don't mind the double up Robertson and Trent. Bit of a throwback, that. Those of you that have played FPL for like 5+ years will remember how good the Trent and Robbo double up used to be. But yeah, no, it's a good team. It's a good team. That's the only change I'd make, to be honest. And I agree with Salah and Haaland on a wildcard. If I was wildcarding, I would have both as well. I mean, I'm potentially going to have both from Gameweek 4. I was saying earlier, I'm looking at doing something like Bruno to a 5.5 or Isak to a 5.5. So someone like Minte or João Pedro, because that's when Brighton have got Ipswich home, Forest home, and then that frees up the money for Saka to Salah. And then in Gameweek 5, is it? Yeah, Game Week 5, Liverpool have got Bournemouth home and then Wolves away, which is when Man City have got Arsenal home, Newcastle away. So you're also getting 2 better captains. So I'd keep that in mind as well, everyone, because I think that's probably a good path to go down, because you're lining up really good captains. Obviously, Captain Haaland against Arsenal, Newcastle could work, but you'd back Salah, wouldn't you, over those 2 fixtures in isolation. So John says, we love Saturday mornings in Oscar. I'm just trying to see, did you answer about the triple captain? I might have missed your message there. He's on triple, so John's going for it. There's a few others there. Let me just... Someone said triple captain locked in. John Allen says, I'm triple captaining. John's on triple. David YouTube says triple captain active. He says, not going to think it. Just go with my gut feeling. I meant to grab a screenshot from yesterday's video, because I did discuss it, and the slide was like really helpful. Maybe I can just take a screenshot of it now, just to kind of break down the pros and cons of doing it this week. Let me just mute that so we don't hear the welcome back for another video. Hang on. All right. Screenshot. Oh, that's laggy. So let's discuss the pros and cons of triple captaining this week. There we go. Can you see that? No. So there's 2 expected double game weeks this season. I'm just going down the bullets on the left. Now the bench booster 3 here and the triple captain are all good chips to use in a double game week. Obviously the 3 hit is also usable in a blank game week, but that's potentially 3 chips for 2 double game weeks. Plus we've got the mystery chip, which is unknown. We don't know like what the mystery chip's going to do, how it works, whether that needs to be used in a double game week. So therefore it might be the most effective week to use the triple captain, and it is a less powerful chip than the bench boost and the 3 hit. And then if we go back to the graphic earlier, it's the highest projected goals we've seen last season and this season, single match. Now Haaland's 6 biggest hauls ever all came in home fixtures as well, so there's a lot pointing towards it. I'm not trying to sell you on it, but I'm trying to like give you the pros and cons. I don't think I should do it, because if I do, like my decision before the deadline stream was not to do it, and it often doesn't go well if I make a decision during deadline streams, so I think I should just stick to my guns. And the counter to it is, we're going to know what the mystery chip is after Game Week 19. And we'll have an idea of the doubles later in the season. And in Game Week 30, Man City are home to Leicester. So that's another single Game Week opportunity to use it. Haaland's not injured for 8 weeks. I'm guessing you guys have fallen for the slow sports news tweet, or you're trolling. But yeah, don't say that in chat. He's not injured. I think a lot of people fall for that slow sports news. I think it's from like what they do. They tweet news from like a year ago or longer, and like the joke is they've just tweeted something now, like, you know, Aaron Ramsdale to Bournemouth, here we go, that sort of thing. Anyway, will Doku start? I'd imagine so, because maybe Savinho doesn't get a start this time round. I think Pep said he's not quite at his 100% best yet, so it might be a Doku start. Yeah, it could be. We might see Doku, Foden, De Bruyne and Bernardo all starting, maybe. I wouldn't count on it though. I wouldn't like transfer him in. He's one of those players, like last season, I remember he got 22 points in one match, but then outside of that, he's just so unpredictable for minutes and starts. So yeah, I wouldn't be buying Doku personally. It's just too risky. Well, as I said, Solanke to Muniz, or Solanke and Ahmad out for Havertz and Winks, or someone else, 0.5 in the bank. No, I wouldn't take the hit. Just go Solanke to Muniz, Wazza. Especially when you're taking a hit for someone like Winks, who you're not going to use anyway. Like, Havertz is solid, but for a -4, not really. Look at the next 4. Villa, Brighton, Tottenham, Man City. It's Game Week 6, where I'll almost certainly buy him. Leicester home, Southampton home, Bournemouth home. I'll almost certainly buy him there. I might even be wildcard in Game Week 6. I think it's a good wildcard window. No, triple captain not active. Relo. Ahmad starting. If I'm honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Xerxes starts up top and Rashford and Garnacho on the wings. So I'd be reluctant. And even if Ahmad starts, he could come off before 60. Like, he's been coming off around the hour marker earlier, so I wouldn't play him if I had him. Captain Vardy or Noctambuli? Nah, not Captain Vardy. Surely you've got one of Salah and Haaland who are better captains than Vardy this week. Armstrong or Muniz? I'd go Muniz. He's got slightly better fixtures, 2 promoted teams in his next 2. Eze or Watkins? If that's who to start, Eze. Watkins is playing Arsenal. Eze's home to West Ham. So the poll was who you're replacing Solanke with. 50% Muniz, 16% Mateta, 10% Armstrong, and 24% other. So if anyone went other, who's your other? Let us know in chat. What? Rich said he's on a flight from Seattle to Chicago and he's joining in for some deadline leaks, the things FPL managers do. Are you literally on the plane right now, Ridge? Shout out to Ridge, currently, I don't know, 20,000 feet in the air, watching the deadline stream. Or are you still on the plane, not taken off yet? Yeah, we'll have to see if we get any leaks, because Man City have got the 3 o'clock game, so there is a chance that we get something. There is a chance we get something about Man City. So yeah, anything we get, in the bottom left corner we've got the leaks widget, starts and benched, and I basically just aggregate all the reliable leaks and like chuck it down in the corner there. So we did it last week and it went really well. Everything was 100% correct. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of City accounts. There's FPL Tony, there's FPL Main Road. Although I saw Tony starting a Patreon, and he said some leaks are going to be exclusive in his Patreon. So that, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like someone's going to sign up for it and leak the leaks. I mean, what do you guys think about that? Bruno's getting a brace today. Hey, you know what? I hope so, Stiam. Do you see his post last week saying, I'm sorry to all fantasy managers out there for my performance in Gameweek 1. I will repay you. So yeah, let's hope for a big game from Bruno this week. He was top expected goal involvement Gameweek 1, 1.22 XGI. Absolute killer. There was a couple of things like that which I think were super unlucky Gameweek 1. I went Bruno over Jota because Bruno's a 90 minutes man. He's on penalties, set pieces. But fair play Jota owners, you definitely won Gameweek 1 and you might win Gameweek 2. This is the expected data widget from my site, fpl.page. Completely free, by the way. Yeah, Bruno, 1.22 XGI. Souček also got the same. But look at that. Trent in third, 1.06. Crazy. Who's got the app, by the way? If anyone doesn't have it, it's in the iOS App Store. Search fplfocal and you'll see it there. It's completely free. Who's been using it? Let me know in chat what you think of it. It's been in the works for like a year, and the Android one, the Android one's literally ready, but Google are an absolute pain. You have to like submit for review, and then they rejected that, and I had to give them more information, and you have to go into 2 weeks of testing before you can actually release it. So yeah, for now it's just in the iOS App Store, but it works in your browser as well. So just go fpl.page in your on your phone. Virtual says, add some ads. I feel bad using it. Oh yeah, so don't even get me started on how much it's costing me. So last season, I launched it at the start of last season, and I was paying 40 quid a month, and I was happy to just write that off as a loss because it's like a passion project. But what I didn't anticipate is just how much more it would be used this season. And now it's like 300 quid a month. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put ads on it. I'm really sorry, guys. That was not ever the plan. But like, I'm not losing over $3,000 a year on a free FPL website. So what I'll probably do is I'll have to put a few ads on it, but I'll also have an option to like hide them or remove them for cheap. So then you have a way to still have no ads. That's probably what I'll have to do, because that's the only option other than closing it down, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so last season, right? I thought, so last season, the entirety of last season, 1.9 million, there were 1.9 million hits, and I thought that was insane. But in a week, I just realised my rank's wrong. I'm not 5.1 mil. It's done like 900,000 hits in a week. So in about 2 weeks, it's going to have surpassed the entirety of last season. So yeah, there's already like 45,000 users in the last week, so it's pretty insane. But obviously, to have that many people on your website, the hosting costs are like insane. Just going to update the live rank. Hang on. I think I missed a few messages. Google, yeah, I know. Google is such a pain in the ass, honestly. When I released it for Apple in the Apple Store, they were like, "Here you go for it, launch it, mate," and I did it. Google are just an absolute pain. Yeah, I did tweet the Android APK for those that want to sideload it earlier. You love the twat feature? Yeah, that's one of my favourites. Oh, are we still live or is it frozen? Is it just my stream? Oh, I paused it. Whoops. There we go. Yeah, something like that. Like £1.50 and you get completely ad-free. Maybe I'll have like some cool premium features, like you can move the widgets around and like hide the ones you don't like or something. I don't know, but yeah, I'll have to add ads annoyingly. That was never the plan, but I'm not paying £3,000 out of pocket like on a FPL website. I was happy losing like 500 quid last season, but it's gone way up. Reece de Garris, best striker in pro clubs history, 1,000 goals, Newton too. It's good to see my boys from my pro clubs in the chat. Anyone else play FC24? I play with a few boys in pro clubs, and yeah, I hit 1,000 goals for the club a few weeks ago, so massive milestone. PCH says, nice stream, Focal. Watching from the shower. Watching from the shower. Where's everyone watching from? Should I ask this again? Last time a lot of people were like, I'm watching on the toilet right now. In fact, take a photo, unless you're on the toilet or the shower, of wherever you're watching from, like your living room or like in your car. Show me your stream setup and I'll retweet it. Unless you're in the toilet, bath, shower, something like that, then I won't. And I don't want to be tagged in that. But otherwise, tag me on Twitter. Let me catch up on chat. Only Moly, thanks for the 32 months. He says, what's up, legend? Start 2 of Nkunku, Concert and Bergval. I was starting Nkunku. Give him another chance. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the quote from Maresca on Neto, but he said, because he used Neto in the Europa Conference League, and I think he played 90, and Maresca said he hasn't played 90 since February, and to use him again on Sunday is asking too much. So that's one less player potentially competing with minutes for him. And Nkunku came off like 57 minutes or something, 58 minutes, so definitely Nkunku. I'm giving him another chance. You're about to have a shower. John's watching from the office. Graham's having his lunch, watching from the sofa. In flight. I can't believe you're actually watching in flight. That's so cool. Are you getting ripped off with the flight Wi-Fi? Hey, it's worth it. You tune into the Deadline stream. I've never done that, you know. I normally just download loads of stuff to watch offline on flights, but like if the costs are ever reasonable, I wouldn't be opposed to getting Wi-Fi while on the flight. Watching from a sauna? No way. No way. Living room, Scotland, bed, Bangladesh, watching from China, watching at the gym, watching from Mars. No way. What's the signal like there? Didn't think that was good Wi-Fi. C-Max Spud, thanks for the super chat. He says he's torn on who to bench between Saka and Nkunku. He's a Villa fan, so he doesn't really want to cheer on an Arsenal player. Do I go with my heart or brain? I would go with your brain, if I'm honest. I know it feels dirty, but sometimes in FPL you've got to separate your heart and brain. Like, if if I felt that I'm an Arsenal fan, right? If I felt the best captain this week was someone playing Arsenal, I would go for it. Like, I wouldn't feel proud of it if it came off, but you have to just separate the two sometimes. Otherwise, you could leave yourself with worse points. But I suppose it depends on how serious you're playing. Like, if you're not like massively serious, you don't really care, then I understand it, like starting the other. But you might be putting yourself in a position to score less points. So what matters more to you, basically? Like, again, I was talking about my mates I play pro clubs with. One of them sold Havertz. Oh my god, this story is actually crazy. So he's new to FPL this season, right? And he's been giving out all week in the group chat, like, because he scored more points than me in Gameweek 1. He's been giving out non-stop abuse in the group chat for outscoring me. And he sold Havertz for Solanke, like, back on Monday. Because he's a Villa fan, so he didn't want to have Havertz playing against his team. So he sold Havertz for Solanke. And then obviously he rang me yesterday like, oh my god, Solanke's injured, I'm fuming. And I was like, oh, what a shame. I'm really sorry, mate. That sucks for your team. But yeah, I would separate the two. I would separate the two when it comes to FPL. I'm guessing most of you do the same. Dylan wants a triple captain poll. Yeah, let's do that. Are you going for it, Dylan? Is your triple captain active? The poll is up. Would you ever get the focal tattoo? I would, yeah. So at 200,000 subscribers, I am getting it. I'm pretty nervous about it because I don't have any tattoos. I've never got one before. But the agreement was, if we get 200,000 subscribers, I will get the focal logo tattooed. So yeah, if you're not subscribed, hit that button below. It's completely free. You can always change your mind. Like, once we hit 200,000, you can just be like, oh, I'm unsubscribing now. He's got the tattoo. But that is the deal. So yeah, hit subscribe. Get involved. Yeah, triple captain poll is up, so get your votes in. Right. Let's what should we do? Should we look at Kings of the Game Week and play that, or should we look at the scout selection? Which one should we do first? Game Week 1's King of the Game, it was a bit of a boring one, wasn't it? Salah. I think a lot of people got it last week. It's normally a random player. Just for Sneak says, love your content, focal, subscriber for life. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, the last month's been insane in terms of the channel growth. Like, I've said this to a few other content creators. If I would do this for like pennies, and I would do this if it stayed like this forever, I'd be happy. I'd do this for minimum wage. Like, the fact that the channel's still growing like blows my mind, and I feel like really lucky to just be doing this full time now. It's like beyond my wildest dreams. When I started this channel, I was streaming to one guy for weeks, and I never thought it'd become anything. It was just because I loved FPL and it was a hobby. So it's kind of like mental, really, how the last few years have played out. Loca Ono subscribed 2 years ago. Appreciate it. Morning El Padrino. El Padrino, I think, was one of my first ever subscribers. I'm pretty sure he subscribed when I had less than 100. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, everyone starts somewhere. Someone messaged me last night actually saying, I'm thinking about starting a channel. Have you got any tips? And I sent him like a really long reply, just giving him all the sort of tips to start a channel. And I'd recommend anyone gives it a go, because I never expected anything to become of the channel. It was just like for fun. So you never know what could happen. And I thought I was way too late as well starting. Dan86, thanks so much for becoming a member as well. Thank you very much, Dan. Danny88, 86. If anyone else wants to become a member, use the join button below the stream. Yeah, it's crazy. Your camera's shy. I don't go on camera in my videos, just the deadline streams. But yeah, it's a bit different actually how I do my content, because I don't go in videos, and I think most channels do. I think number one, it saves me having to look presentable for videos, and number two, it's like more focused on the content rather than the person. But that's not necessarily a good thing. I think the downside is sometimes you don't get as much as a personal connection with them if you're not seeing them every video. So yeah, there are pros and cons to it. I think that's a big thing on YouTube as well. Like, you're investing into the person that you're watching, which is harder to do if you can't see them in videos. But anyway, have you heard of Let's Talk FPL? Never heard of him. Yeah, of course I have. He's like the GOAT of FPL YouTube. He's the biggest channel. Who hasn't heard of him? Like I watched him for a couple of years before I started doing videos. And then like 3 years later, 0 to 198,000. Absolutely crazy. And now I've got my own app in the App Store. What is life? Good to see Roberto in the chat. FPL Yellow Army. How we doing, mate? Right. Anyway, let's do Kings of the Game Week. Guesses in the chat. Who's going to be the top scorer of Game Week 2? It was Mo Salah Game Week 1. 14 points. Get your guesses in. Who's it going to be this week? While I catch up on Super Chats. Milkman, so he says, hi mate, Gordon for Foden or KDB, no Haaland team. If I was selling Gordon, it'd be Foden, not KDB. Yeah, if you like really want a piece of that Man City attack, I'd go Foden. Gordon to Foden. He'll get more minutes this season, 100%. It could go either way, don't get me wrong. Like De Bruyne could absolutely tear it up, but over the season, you'd quite confidently say Foden gets more minutes, so I'd go Foden. Kemp90 does guess Foden. Robinson, Anthony, Isak, Vardiol, Haaland's a brave guess. Wow, stunning and brave to guess Haaland's top scorer. I mean, it could well be, to be fair. Lewis is a fun shout. Eze, Gundogan. I don't know if he'll play this week, but yeah, Gundogan back to City. 6.5 mil, I think he is. Howard Bellis or Lewis Hall? I'd start Lewis Hall, Skip. Muniz, 2 goals and an assist, you reckon? Hope not. Unless Smith Rowe's involved, then I'll take it. Because I've got Smith Rowe, not Muniz. Muniz, Armstrong, Havertz, Bruno Fernandes. It's pronounced Bruno Fernandes, isn't it? I always call him Fernandes, but it's Fernandes, isn't it? That's the actual way you meant to pronounce his name. Alright, we'll have to check in and see how we got on next week. Very predictable one, Game Week 1. It is normally like someone really random that gets King of the Game Week. Like Doku will suddenly get a hat trick out of nowhere, and he's not in anyone's team really. Maguire. It's Fernandes. I thought it was Fernandes. Fernandes, like Jerry said it with a J, no? Because they did a video the other day, like players pronouncing how to say their name, and that was how he said it in that. Do a discussion on triple captain. Well, this is from a slide from yesterday's video. In a nutshell, there's 2 expected double game weeks this season because they've changed the FA Cup schedule. So there's less doubles this season than we've had in past seasons, which is a shame for FPL, but that's how it is now. The bench boost, free hit, and triple captain are all good in double game weeks. Free hit, obviously, you can use in a blank game week as well. And then we've got the mystery chip as well, which may or may not be good in a double game week. So that's like potentially 4 chips for 2 double game weeks. Maybe 3, maybe 2, if the free hit is better in a blank and the mystery chip works in a single. So therefore it may or may not be the most effective week to use the triple captain, which is less powerful than the bench boost and free hit. So I don't hate it at all. And then you look at the goal scorer projections this week. It's like Haaland's so far in front, 1.34 projected goals. He's got 74% chance of scoring 1 or more. And then this graphic from Rob TFPL showing the highest single game week goal projections that we've seen last season and this season, and Haaland this week is joint top with 1.34 projected goals. So that's the logic to using it in a nutshell. So the poll's active. Let's see what the results are saying anyway. 75% aren't using it, 25% are. 25%. So 1 in 4 of you watching right now are triple captaining. Is anyone triple captaining but not Haaland? I guess I should ask that as well. Hilty says it's my first season of FPL and I'm addicted. It's a really addictive game, isn't it? And the thing is, right, if FPL didn't existed, you'd never care like if Smith Rowe scores against Leicester, but like suddenly I'm super invested in that game because I want Smith Rowe to do well for me. So it does make the weekends like really exciting FPL because you've got games on throughout the season, throughout the weekend, and throughout the season. You know, you've got 9 months of weekends where there's loads to be excited about throughout the weekends, and obviously there's midweek games as well. So yeah, I mean, who's addicted to FPL? I guess everyone is, right? We all are. Yeah, it's a good game, and it's still growing every season. This season, a record number of teams were entered at Gameweek 1. Mike47, thanks very much for becoming a member, and thanks again to Dan86. Oh, I missed earlier. Abdul Jalil gifted 1 membership. Sorry I missed that if you're still here. Apologies. Thanks very much for that gifted membership. And yeah, thanks to Devon as well, the other one who became a member at the start. He's ringing my doorbell. I can't get that now. That's going to have to wait. I think it's Amazon. Yeah, it is. They'll leave it on the doorstep. Well, that's the instructions I left anyway, just in case they came now. So Charles says, what's up, Oscar? Tattoo this week. I don't know if it'll be this week. I mean, we hit 198k this morning. So we're getting close. 2k off. Do an unboxing. Oh my god, I bet you cannot guess what's in that box. If anyone guesses what's in that box, I will gift 5 memberships to the stream right now. No, they're ringing again. Maybe I should go get it and unbox. No one's going to guess what's in that box. If they do, I'll gift 5 memberships to chat right now. Toothbrush, no, not a fish tank. Thanks, Anthony. No one's got it so far. No, it's from Amazon. They don't do YouTube signs. It's not a bed. It's not noodles. Why is he still ringing? Oh my god. The instructions say leave it on the doorstep. Do they not read it? So, no one's got it. Mac, 10 gifted memberships. Holy, thanks so much, Mac. What the hell? Oh my god, leave. Oh my. Wait here. I'll go and box it as well then if you want me to. Wait here. Okay, I feel really bad now. I feel really bad. So, it's absolutely lashing it down out there. Like, it's raining so hard right now. And the guy goes... He's the nicest guy ever. I didn't realise it was Royal Mail. The Royal Mail guy is like the friendliest guy ever. He calls me Oski. He's always like, Oski, how are we today? And I thought it was going to be Amazon, not Royal Mail. So... He's like, Oski, sorry to ring your doorbell. Because it's raining, I thought I may as well just try and get hold of you two so you can take it in. And he's just standing there in the rain. I'm a bad person. I'm out of breath. I feel really bad now. He's the nicest guy literally you'll ever meet. And he calls me Oski. He's even got a nickname for me. Anyway, let's unbox it. Here it is. Need to be careful not to leak my address. I'll give 5 memberships anyway, so we'll see who gets those. Because no one was ever going to guess this, if it's what I think it is. So, this is this is literally the worst unboxing in YouTube history that you're watching before your eyes. I'm not even joking. Worst unboxing in YouTube history. Here we go. It is soil. one of my plants is dying and it needs soil, so I ordered soil. You just witnessed YouTube history though. The worst. I'm gonna have to get in touch with Google World Records. The worst unboxing in YouTube history. Woski. So yeah, that's all it was. It was soil. Soil unboxing. YouTube history though, the worst unboxing ever. Thank you all for being part of this massive piece of YouTube history. The soil unboxings. Yeah, thanks again, Mac47 for becoming a member, and Dallas Pamadi as well for becoming a member, and Mac again for the 10 gifted. So if you got one of those, make sure you thank him. I'm going to drop 5 gifteds in the chat as well, so let's see who gets those. To get them, you have to just chat in chat, I guess, and then it does it randomly. So if anyone's messaged in chat today, then you've got a chance to get these. So here we go. Chat. People are like now chatting. Who got one? Michael, Sia, British guy, SO. I didn't see who got the rest. So yeah, I'm going to repot a plant today. What a day. Make some merch. I actually did make some, but I've never like advertised it. It might be on my channel. I think if you go to my channel and then press store, there are like actually just like t-shirts with a little focal logo. It's not like cringy FPL shirts, like a shirt that's got a Captain Haaland or something on it. It's just like a little focal logo. It's actually quite nice. Also, like, this is so cool. When my girlfriend stays over, she often wears the focal t-shirt. I was like, oh my god, I'm the luckiest man ever. She's wearing my brand t-shirt. Right, I think I missed a couple of super chats. Kemp says, Focal, let's go triple Captain Haaland and laugh all day. Hey, good luck to you. I hope it comes off. I just don't think I should change my mind in the deadline stream. It tends to go wrong if I change my mind or something during a deadline stream, so I'm gonna leave it. It might be a mistake to not use it now, like for those reasons we were talking about earlier. If anyone missed that, we did a little slide on triple captaincy, pros and cons, so rewind to that if you didn't see that bit. Johan says, bench one up, Robinson, Murphy and Rico Lewis. Ooh. That's tricky. I'd start Lewis. You've got to start Lewis for the upside against Ipswich home. Like, he was playing so advanced last match, like a Cam. I did it in the experts video. I kind of talked about the tactical setup, and it was like a 3-1-6 in attack, like a flat 6 at the front. And I don't know if you guys remember, but for Haaland's goal, the ball got drilled. Can't get my words out today. The ball got drilled across, and Bernardo stuck a leg out, and that like redirected it unintentionally to Haaland. I don't think he meant it. It was Rico Lewis that was on the edge of the box, ready to receive that, to take a shot. And those are the sort of areas he was popping up in. So I feel like you bench Robinson here, which sounds crazy, but you've got to chase the upside of Murphy, I think. Like, it's a winger versus a defender. I'd chase the upside of Murphy. Like, he was unlucky to get hooked last match. That was the red card. Nothing else. Siddharth says, hi, any news on Foden starting? Love the work. I'll check if we've had any leaks. I don't think we will have had any yet. I mean, we've got like an hour or so till the deadline, so We might get something a bit nearer. Yeah, nothing at the moment. I'll keep an eye out. Like anything we get, it will be added to the bottom left corner straight away. So you'll know if there's any leaks on who starts, who doesn't, and so on. Mark Schroeder says, Anderson move means I've got 4 Fulham in my team. He's got Smith Rowe, Leno, Bender and Anderson. Will I be forced to use a transfer to move one of them on? Yeah, you will. I think a few people replied to you there. But yeah, if you've got 4 players from one team after a transfer happens, then you can't transfer anyone out until you get rid of that 4th player first. So yeah, you're going to have to make a transfer there to sell one of your Fulham players before it lets you do anything else. Has anyone ever had 4 players from a team before? What does the bottom left box mean on the overlay? So that's basically a leaks widget. So if there's a leak that someone starts, it will go in that starts box. Or if there's a leak that someone's benched, it will go in the bench. So let's say, I don't know, an hour from now, we start getting leaks before the deadline. And we hear like Haaland and Foden starts. I don't know, like Walker doesn't, Lewis starts. Then those will go in those boxes accordingly. So it's just a good way to like pull together all the reliable leaks that we've had, because there's a lot of like fake stuff that goes around, especially near deadlines, to try and cause last minute panic. So yeah, it's just a good way to have everything central that you can have reasonable confidence in that it's going to be right. It's never 100% the leaks, but there's lots of accounts that are actually really reliable with a proven record. So yeah, that's what that's for basically. And the other thing I've added is the team news now, which rotates in with the Experts Captaincy. So Experts Captaincy is the data from the Expert Series in terms of who the top all-time managers are going for this week. And then, yeah, every like 20 seconds or something, the team news headlines comes over like it did just then. Sulu Breezy, thanks for the super chat. Alex Murray says, will Murphy and Hall play Oscar? Love the content. I reckon they probably will. Like Hall didn't have a great game, but Cher got the red card, so you'd think he's probably all right. Maybe it'd be like Byrne and Kelly centre back, or would Kraft come in? But my best guess is they'll both play. Murphy came off early, which was again just because of the red card, and you'd imagine he gets another start because it wasn't his fault, the red card, and it was harsh that he had to be hooked early, but someone had to come off because they were down to 10 men, and it was Murphy. Do you think Quansah might play? I hate to say it, but I think he probably won't. So he was hooked at halftime, obviously Gameweek 1, and Slot said he was losing some duels. And then Slot said he picked up a bit of an injury on Tuesday this week, and he missed Wednesday's training session, and then Slot said yesterday morning, let's see if he can train today. And I believe he did train yesterday, but I don't know, it just feels like a lot's pointing towards a Konate start, so I've benched him personally. It's really annoying. I just needed Quansah to play 2 games, but he made it to 0.5 games. So, yeah, I've ended up starting Dunk, and I've even put Quansah ahead of Quansah. But, yeah, I mean, it's very unlikely, but if we get something before the deadline, then yeah, I'll let you know, and I'll update the bottom left widget. But they don't play till tomorrow evening, so it's like quite far away. It's very unlikely. Sully Breezy says, do you think Ahmad will play today with the news of his mum passing? Oh, I didn't know about that. Sorry to hear about that. That's devastating. Well, probably not. I mean, that's devastating news. I'd be surprised. I mean, everyone's different, aren't they, in terms of how they react to this stuff. Some people see it as I'm going to go out there and do them proud. Some people need to mourn for weeks or months, you know. Everyone's different. So I'd be speculating, but I mean, even before that message, I said at the start of the stream, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Xerxes, Rashford and Garnacho as the front 3. So my best guess is no, he doesn't play. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, biological or not, it's his mum. That's who raised him, right? Anyway, besides the point. It's devastating news, and he's going to be really upset, isn't he? So yeah, that's horrible to hear, and I'd imagine he's not involved if that's just happened. JP Corn says Hall or Pedro to start. Focal the man. I feel like you have to start the striker here. Yeah, I would start João Pedro. Home fixture, striker on penalties. I would start João Pedro. Jurgen Klopp says bench Smith Rowe or Nkunku. And my third spot in defence is between Kwanzaa, Barker and Mikalenko. Obviously a shit place to be. Where to go with this, he says. So I'd bench Nkunku. I'd start Smith Rowe. He's got the home fixture, better fixture. They might get similar minutes, to be fair, but I would say Smith Rowe. So the third spot in defence, it's got to be Mikalenko, isn't it? I mean, Barco won't play. Kwanzaa probably doesn't start, so it has to be Mikalenko. Yeah. Sam Andrew says thoughts on Adam Armstrong. Yeah, we were talking about him earlier. In terms of Solanke replacements, he'd be in my top 3. I'd go probably Muniz, Mateta, and then Armstrong. And I think all 3 are solid picks. Yeah, I think he's good. Home fixture to Forest this week. He's on penalties. So, yeah, I think he's a good pick, Armstrong. Gary and Jonathan says, Alma on transfer or trust he plays today? No, he won't play today. I mean, is he even at Newcastle still? I thought he'd left or he's being sold. No, get rid of him. He won't play. I'll always remember his purple patch, though, where he was scoring for fun for like a month and then he went back to normality. That was good fun. I had him for that. But no, he won't start. Start Muniz or Smith Rowe. God, I mean, they're literally dead even. Flip a coin. I suppose go with a striker. Oh, okay, siblings, mum. I mean, I don't know. I'll be speculating. I don't know the relationship between the 2 of them, but who knows? Mazraoui starts. Is there a leak already on that? Where have you seen that? I haven't seen anything on Man United yet. Michael Lucy says, Mike Kulusevski start up top for Spurs now Solanke's out. Yeah, it's going to go 2 of ways. So Solanke's out. Minimum 1 week. It might be 2 game weeks. So Richarlison or Kulusevski. Now Richarlison missed pre-season because he had an injury. Kulusevski was starting up top before they signed Solanke. And he was really good in pre-season. But I'd say it's pretty 50-50 who he starts. I reckon it might be Richarlison if I had to guess, to be honest. Dominic War says, start João Pedro or Nkunku. Love the content, mate. I would start João Pedro. He should get more minutes. He's on penalties. Home fixture. I'd go João Pedro. Alright, let's have a look at the scout selection. Let me know in chat how many players you've got from the scout. The team this week is Raya in goal. Trent, Vardy or Munoz. Palmer, Jota, Eze, Smith Rowe, Haaland, Havertz and Wood. Including the bench as well, which is Valdemarson, Winks, Howard Bellis and Davies. How many have you guys got? So I've got Trent, Eze, Smith Rowe, Haaland. 4. Am I mudded? I've only got 4. Oh no, quite a lot of you have got 4. 1, 2. Only 4. 3, 2. Okay. Stalianos has got 7. Wait, I've got 5 including Valdemarson. If we can count that. 4. Okay, not many people have got that many. Michael's also got 7. Looking good with 7. Yoski. Should I play Anderson or Howard Bellis? Anderson might not play. Yeah, he's not going to be in the Palace squad because he's finalising the move to Fulham. So you'd imagine he doesn't play for Fulham either if he's finalising the move still. So Howard Bellis. Wright is an interesting pick and goal. I don't see why they didn't just go for Ederson with the home fixture, but there we go. Yeah, Kwanzaa might get minutes late on, that's the thing. If he doesn't start. You'd expect him not to be honest. realistically now, especially after that news of the injury on Tuesday, even if he did train yesterday. Porro or Vardio already wildcarded. Well, the thing is, it's the last good fixture for Porro for 3 weeks, so is it really worth it? I think I'd just go Vardio because he's got 3 good games. Yeah, Foden should start. I reckon we'll get some news near the deadline as well. Some leaks. But I would say he starts, yeah. 45 minutes in Gameweek 1 off the bench, so you think he probably starts. Maybe Savinho doesn't start this one as well. Are you playing Challenge this year? Yeah, I am. Official FPL actually asked me to do an article on this week's Challenge, which I did. Annoyingly, I wrote the whole thing up and I had Solanke in, and then they messaged me last minute yesterday like, who are you replacing Solanke with? So I quickly changed it to Richarlison. I'm guessing they published that article already. But yeah, I've done a team. I haven't got a league or anything, but yeah, I'll play it. Porro or Robinson? Porro, definitely Porro. I think Spurs should win this one fairly comfortably. Because Everton, right, they've got Branthwaite out, Young's suspended, red card. They've got Patterson and Coleman also out on right back. And then Tarkowski's also a major doubt for the game. So they've got 5 defenders out. So yeah, it's really unlucky for Solanke owners, because this could have been a proper Solanke game. And that's just FPL, innit? There's a level of skill, but there's also a massive level of luck. What percentage would you put luck and skill? Let us know in chat. So would you say 50% skill, 50% luck? Or 75% skill, 25% luck? What would you have it as? FPL in its entirety. Or would you say it's very little skill and all luck? Michael says, in Nkunku to Doku, I'm worried because he played UEFA. I love you. I love you too, Michael. No, I feel like it's one of those, Doku could start and absolutely tear it up, but he's so risky for minutes that I personally wouldn't transfer Doku in. He's not even guaranteed to start this one. He probably does. But the fact that Nkunku played 58 and came off early says to me he's in line for another start. So I would leave that one, personally. It's not a move I would ever make. FPL Bateman, Marcus in the chat. He came 2.8k last season. He says it's 99% luck. Bazza reckons it's 50-50. FPL Dalmatian says 80% luck, 20% skill. Maka says 75% skill, 25% luck. Oh, we'll end that poll as well. That's been up for a while. Thanks to whoever spamming the in the bottom right on chat the hearts thing. It never seems to stop animating that. I don't know. Does someone sit there for 2 hours clicking it, or people taking it in turns? What's going on there? Because it goes non-stop the entire stream. But yeah, anyway, thank you for whoever's doing that. 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will. And 40, that's 45%, so yeah, 55% bad math as well. Is Gundogan worth bringing in for 6.5 mil? Nah, not for me. Not for me. He'd need to start loads of games consistently and hit some serious form for me to consider going there. I did own him once upon a time. He hit that purple patch of form where he scored 12 goals in 13 games. 70% Twitter scrolled him. Shall we sell Barco? If you've got Barco and you've got defence you can play, then just leave it. Just leave it. Because it's just a needless transfer. If you literally don't have a defence, you've only got 2 defenders at start, then yeah, then I'd sell him. Because if you can roll this week, then on paper there's way more upside moves in Game Week 2 and Game Week 3 and 4. With a couple of free transfers, or even 3 now that we can have up to 5. as opposed to buying, you know, a 4 mil defender or a 4.5 mil defender. But I know everyone's different. Some people wanted to avoid the Kwanzaa price fall. Some people did that as well. But I decided to roll this week and just take a chance that there's something more exciting I can do. Like I might buy Salah in Gameweek 4. You know, I could do something like this. Like Isaac to João Pedro, Saka to Salah in Gameweek 4. So that would be here, and then I've got Salah captain for Forest home, Bournemouth home, Wolves away. I'd probably captain Haaland still Gameweek 4 actually, because he's Brentford home. But then Haaland's got Arsenal home, Newcastle away. So that's one possible route I'm considering. Sorry, we're back. OBS froze for a sec there. We're back. We're back. Sir Ian says, Haaland triple captain. Why own him if you're not willing to triple captain? Well, you can own him and triple captain him in a double game week later in the season. That's the thing. But we were talking about it earlier, and there's only going to be 2 expected double game weeks. We could have more if there's an unexpected postponement, but there's 2 expected doubles, and we've got 3-hit triple captain bench boost and the mystery chip. So yeah, there is logic to using it now. But you can still triple captain Haaland later in the season in a double game week. Or you can still use it in a single game week, like game week 30, when we know what the mystery chip is. So it's really close, and I think it's really like genuinely viable this week. And we did a poll earlier, 25% are going for it. Is Barco price locked? Yeah, he's flagged now, so his price is locked. Barco won't go down in price. If you had the bench depth, would you bench Solanke to go for Watkins next week? I would, yeah. Yeah, I would much rather get Watkins next week than going down to like a cheaper forward now and then blocking myself from Watkins game week 3. Is Rodri defo not playing? Well, Pep said he doesn't expect him to be involved, so almost certainly not. Might make the bench, but it sounds like he definitely won't be starting. So yeah, Barco's gone. I'm pretty sure he's flagged in FPL, isn't he? Someone let me know. Is he red flagged? Champions League Fantasy's out. I don't know if I'll do Champions League Fantasy content again. I did one for my Game Week 1 team, but then there was like such little interest after the first, whatever you call it, first game week, I guess. I think it's called something different on Champions League Fantasy. Like, it just wasn't worth all the time to edit and record and research, so I might play it, but just not do content. It is good fun though. CFJW says, start Hall or Rodgers? I would start Hall between those two. I mean, Rodgers against the best defence in the league last season, Arsenal. So I'd start Hall. Icy says, start Lewis Hall or Munoz. Great content. I'd start Munoz in that case. Yeah, I mean, he's got the home fixture. Equally attacking. Yeah, I'd go Munoz. Boss Huxley's brought in Vardy. Yeah, so what transfers has everyone made this week? Those of you that have made one. What transfers did you guys make? I'm going to roll this week. I decided to just ride out the Kwanzaa price fall, but we'll see. Hopefully in Game Week 3 or 4, that'll give me something more exciting to do with extra transfers. British brought Minte in. Mark went Kwanzaa to Hall. Souček or João Pedro in? I prefer João Pedro, definitely. Luke went Solanke to Muniz. I think quite a few did that. John did the same. Solanke to Haaland. What? How have you done that then? Do you have 7.5 mil in the bank in Game Week 1, or have you like sold Salah for a hit? Kwanzaa to Robinson. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the most popular moves. In fact, can you guys guess who the most transferred in player is this week? And then we'll have a look who actually the most transferred in players are. Who's the most transferred in player? Maatsen to Robinson. Yeah, Barco's gone Sevilla, so he's price locked. Antonio. That's a bold one. They just signed Fulkrug. Welbeck, Jota, Mazraoui, Robinson. The answer was, yeah, a lot of you got it. Mazraoui is the most transferred in. Let's update his numbers. 476,000 transfers in. But this is classic FPL. Like, someone who was in Gameweek 1 that no one was looking at, and then everyone rushes to buy him, even though, if you ask me, there's a lot of 4.5s that make more sense than Mazraoui. I mean, he could carry on smashing it, but there's other ones I would have looked at before him. You reckon it's just United fans? I think it's a mixture. There's a lot of people that see the haul last week, or whatever he got, not haul, his points last week, and buy him. Havertz in second, Jota, Muniz. I was trying to see if Solanke was there. Anyone know how many transfers in Solanke had this week? Can someone check that and let us know? I reckon there was a lot of transfers in for Solanke. Before, I mean, my mate I was telling you about earlier that I played pro clubs with did Havertz to Solanke like on Monday, and he rang me absolutely fuming yesterday. Who else is up there? Haaland, 262,000. I reckon he's going up tonight, is he not? 15.1 mil. We're going to see another record for the most expensive price in FPL history. What's Haaland at right now in terms of price rises? Yeah, 101.5%. Salah's going up as well. Welbeck looks like he's going up. Interesting. 143,566 transfers in for Solanke. Oh my days, that's brutal. This is why, by the way. I understand sometimes if there's price rises, you have to go for it, but there was no reason to like buy Solanke early. He wasn't going up, was he? As far as I'm aware, he was nowhere near a price rise. It's a lesson that like you do learn the painful way, like when you're new to FPL. Wait until as late as possible to make transfers, unless you really want to catch a price rise, or if there's a 0.2 mil swing, that sort of thing. But yeah, more often than not, the sensible play is just wait for the press conferences, because then you're making a decision with the most possible information available to you at the time. Because, yeah, when you make that transfer, like on Monday, like my mate did, it's just like complete unknown what news you might not be aware of until the Friday presses. In terms of most sold players, then, 925,000 have sold Solanke. Watkins in second. I feel like if I had Watkins, I'd keep him at this point. Because Gameweek 3, the fixtures are great. Tony's in third, Trippier, Barco, there he is, Palmer. Again, like Palmer, surely you just give him another week. Like, he's just played Man City. What were you expecting? Gordon, Rodri, Eze. Eze as well. Like, honestly, some of these, I would not be selling Eze personally. Isak. Like, he got an assist and they were down to 10 men. Quansah, yeah, fair enough. Foden. Like, who's selling Foden? Who is selling Foden this week before Ipswich home? Like, what is going on here? Pedro Porro. Again, like, this is why you wait for the presses. I'm going mad here. I'm losing the plot seeing the most transferred out players. Pedro Porro is fit. Like, he's fine to play. And he just scored last game week. And he's home to Everton, who are bare bones defence. You love the outrage. Thanks, Marcus. Oh, man. Every week there's some there that are like, what is going on with these most transferred players? Oski outrage. That should be a segment every week. The Oski outrage segment. Where did I get to? Official Smitty, thanks for the super chat. He says, I panicked and I swapped Solanke with Vardy. Bad move? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Like, he scored in Gameweek 1. They didn't really have many chances, did they? But it's a better fixture this week. I prefer Armstrong for the same price, but I don't know. It's a bit of a nostalgic pick, isn't it, Vardy? The thing is, Daka's out injured still. Cannon's not in the picture, so like, and they haven't got signed a striker yet, so he's the only striker right now. I feel a bit bad for anyone that went Mavididi, because he was playing up top in pre-season, and Vardy was like meant to be out for the game. So some people went Mavididi as an out of position 5.5 mil mid, and then he was benched. I don't know if that was Cooper just sending the message to the board, like, you need to sign a striker right now. But yeah, Vardy started. So you guys see what he did to Spurs as he was going off, pointing at his Premier League crest and saying like, I've got one, you've got none. Do you think the Smith Rowe Muniz double up is too risky? Not necessarily. It's a little bit risky, but they've got the fixtures for it to be a reasonable risk to take. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm surprised they didn't sign Nketiah. Yeah, good point. Maybe he's out of budget. I don't know. Now, Chris Wood's not a bad shout. It's just like we're saying, Nketiah might go to Forest. Or is that one done already? I don't know. Does anyone know if Nketiah is actually a done nil? Have we had the here we go yet from Fabrizio? So there's that. And then there's also Awani. He's in the picture. Wood will start again. It's just, like, if they've got 3 strikers, it feels a little bit risky than someone like Muniz, where it's just him versus Jimenez. If that makes sense. But yeah, he's not a bad pick. And also, like, 2 games against 2 promoted teams next for Fulham. That's why I'd say I like him more, even though Muniz did blank Gameweek 1. But they're both okay. They're both good picks. Black Finch says, triple captain Haaland this week. I'm feeling reckless. It's not reckless. It's genuinely not reckless. We did a poll earlier. 25% are going for it. And as we were saying earlier, we've got the triple captain, bench boost, free hit, and mystery chip. But we're expected to have 2 double game weeks. We don't know what the mystery chip is, so maybe it doesn't work in a double. It might only be for singles. It could be like your single game week forward score double. We don't know what it is. But it could be 4 chips for 2 doubles. Obviously, free hit can work in a blank as well. So there is logic to using it now. And this graphic we pulled up earlier, last season and this season, it's the highest projected goals for a single player in a single match. And actually, it's top in terms of the percentage share. So Haaland's on 1.34 projected goals this week, and a 40% share among the goals. So like last season, we did have 1.34 as well when he was home to Luton. That was 38% share. I wonder if I can quickly find this graphic as well on Haaland's biggest tools. Yeah, here it was. That's Haaland's 6 biggest hauls ever. And you notice a trend there. All 6 of those home games. So you got a hat-trick, 2 assists against Man United, 23 points, 21 points, 20, 17, 17, 17. All home games. What is interesting is we've not seen him put up a haul here against a promoted team. So maybe it's those mid-table teams that he does best against. So like your Wolves, your Fulhams, Palace, etc. But I mean, you can't argue it really, can you? I do get it. I do get it, triple captain. I don't hate it at all. The only reason I said I might save it is you can wait to another single game week, like Leicester home game week 30. And we'll know what the mystery chip is then. We'll have an idea of the double game weeks as well. Why didn't you do Euro Fantasy? I had a few holidays in the summer. I went to Glastonbury Festival. I had a mate's wedding. I went to Wales. I did a few holidays basically. I couldn't commit to it. I thought I'd just take the summer off as well. Like I'm glad I did, because I came back feeling like so recharged in pre-season that I was able to like go harder than I've done in any other pre-season. And it paid off, to be fair. Like the content was better than any other season, in my opinion. And the views were better than any other pre-season as well. So I'm glad I took a break. Otherwise, you're just making content all year round. So yeah, there's a combination of reasons really. The Glasto vlog was great, by the way. Thanks very much. Yeah, that's on the secret channel, the secret Glasto channel that I made. I don't ever plan to monetize that channel. It's just like a fun thing to put together during the off season. That's how I like to spend the breaks instead. Do like a Glasto vlog. I think it's got like 10,000 views, which is like pretty insane for a channel that's got no subscribers and that I never advertised to my actual FPL audience. So yeah, the algorithm picked that one up, which is pretty cool. Matthew Dawes says, Son to Foden thoughts. Love the content, mate. It's a difficult one though, isn't it? Because like, I know Foden's home to Ipswich. How many minutes does he get? Could play 90, could play like 70. Son should play about 90, but Everton are missing Bramthwaite. Young's got a red card. And the other right backs, Patterson and Coleman, also injured. Now Tarkowski's like a major doubt for the game. So they've got 5 defenders out. So for me, and let's pull up the projected points for this week. For me, that feels like you're making a transfer for a player that's a bit of a sideways move. I mean, look here. So 6.7 projected points for some with an 88 minutes on FPL review. Foden 6.6 with 77 estimated minutes. So on paper, that's sideways, that transfer. So would you ever want to make a transfer where you think there's a serious chance here the player I'm selling outscores who I'm buying? Now, obviously, with hindsight, what I'm saying like could look completely wrong, and Foden could smash it and Son blanks. But I just think I would never make that move this week, as tempting as it is. I mean, if you don't have Haaland and you're desperate for a slice of City's attack, then I can understand it. I can understand it from that perspective, to kind of hopefully protect yourself a bit against whatever City do to Ipswich. In fact, we need to do the predictions. Let's rattle through those real quick. Brighton v Man United. Put your guesses in the chat and which team you're guessing for. Brighton v Man United. And let me take slow mode off real quick so everyone can get involved. Customization. Slow mode. Disable. Guesses in the chat. Brighton v Man United. And put which game you're guessing for, because we're going to rattle through these fast. 2-0. 2-1 to Brighton. 2-all. 1-all. A draw. 2-all. Quite a few saying 2-all. You reckon? Alright, we'll go 2-all. Crystal Palace v West Ham. Guesses in the chat. Make sure you mention the team so I know which one you're guessing for. Palace v West Ham. Slow mode is off, so get your guesses in. Palace v West Ham. What are we saying for this one? Is Eze... If there's any justice in this world, Eze gets something this game after having that free kick ruled out in Gameweek 1. Incorrectly, because the ref blew too early. 2-all again. 3-2 to West Ham. 2-0 Palace. I reckon 2-all. Yeah, let's go with that. Fulham v Leicester City. So a lot of you have got Smith Rowe, Muniz owners. Robinson owners probably want a clean sheet here. What are we saying? Fulham v Leicester. Leicester managed to score against Spurs. Are they going to do it again against Fulham? What are we saying? 2-1? 2-0? 2-1? 2-1? 2-1. Man City versus Ipswich. Man City versus Ipswich. What are we saying for this one? 1-all. What do you mean, Edzo? 1-all. 3-0 to City. 10-0 to City. 5-0. 5-0. A lot of people saying 5-0. I'm actually going to genuinely put that in there. Might be a bit bold, but let's see. Southampton v Forest. What are we saying? Southampton v Forest. Guesses in the chat. Slow mode's off, so get involved while we've got slow mode off. Not such an exciting one, this one, but I know there's lots of you that got Wood. Some of you have got Hudson-Odoi, Elanga, Howard Bellis, Armstrong. 2-1 to Forest. 2-1 Forest. Okay. Spurs v Everton. How are Spurs going to do without Solanke? Richarlison up top, probably. Is Porro going to score again? Or is he going to get assist? 3-0 Spurs. 3-0, 3-0. Okay, 3-0. Aston Villa versus Arsenal. Huge one. Villa got the better of them last season. My gut feeling is they might struggle to get the better of them this time round. They've not looked quite as good. Watkins hasn't had a pre-season. What are we saying? 2-0 Arsenal, 3-2 Arsenal, 2-2 draw, 1-0 Arsenal, 2-1 Villa, 2-1 to Arsenal. Bournemouth versus Newcastle, just a few left to do. Get involved, slow mode's off, so chuck your guesses in. Bournemouth v Newcastle, what are we saying? $4-0 Newcastle, you reckon? You reckon they'll win that comfortably? 4-1, 3-0, 2-0 Newcastle. I mean, they haven't got Solanke, we know that much. Does Evan Nilsson come straight in, or is it like Semenyo up top? 2-1. Okay. Not many clean sheets predicted here. Wolves v Chelsea then. What are we saying for this one? Lots of Nkunku hopeful owners in the chat. Myself included, by the way. Can Nkunku deliver? Or is he going to blank again and drop down to 6-4? He needs to return this week, or he's looking at a price drop. Wolves v Chelsea, what are we saying? 2-0 Chelsea, 1-0 Wolves, 3-1 Wolves, 2-0 Chelsea, 2-1 Chelsea, 2-1 Chelsea. Alright. Last one, Liverpool v Brentford. Huge game for those that have got Salah and not Haaland. He just needs to match Haaland. Can he do it? If you've got Salah and Haaland, then you're absolutely laughing this week. No stress. Salah red card. No chance. 2-1 Liverpool. 3-1. 3-0 Liverpool. 3-0 Liverpool. Alright. There we go. We're done. So our starting rank was 55th. Not bad. Let's see how we get on next week. And thanks for the guesses. Do we need slow mode back on? Let's see how chat goes. Right, I think I missed... Was there some leaks while we were doing that? Let me check. What does that mean? Oh. No. We've still got, what, 40 minutes, 38 minutes to the deadline, so we'll keep an eye. I'll quickly catch up on a couple of super chats I missed there. So it was Rosa, he says, start 2, bench 1, Smith Rowe, Nkunku, João Pedro. I would start Smith Rowe and João Pedro, I think. Yeah. Because it wouldn't surprise me if Nkunku gets about an hour again. Smith Rowe, I'd like to think, gets a little bit more and he's got a better fixture. João Pedro home to Man United on penalties. I think that makes the most sense. Enshock says, hey Folk dude, Solanke out for Muniz, Mateta or Wood? I would say Muniz out of those three. Home to Leicester and then away at Ipswich and then home to West Ham. It's a quite nice block of 3 games. So yeah, I would just chuck Muniz in if I had him. If I had Solanke. It makes the most sense to me. Right, what was it on? 30 seconds. Sales or Raya? I would say Raya. I mean, what's the clean sheet odds saying? Must be close. Arsenal, 34% chance. Forest, 27. Yeah, Raya. Start Raya. Oh yeah, we need to do a captain poll. We've not actually done one. I suppose it's going to be a pretty one-sided one this week. Who is your captain? So what will we have? Salah, Haaland. Who would be the other one? Son? Another? If you go other, message in chat. Those are the 3 options, or the 4 options. The poll is up. Get your votes in. Did you guys see the Players League, by the way, on FPL.page? Andy Robertson, 81 points he got in Gameweek 1. He captained Salah. You want to see Salah's FPL team? Salah captain Salah. Scenes. That's Salah's FPL team. He went triple Arsenal defence. Oh yeah, Barco. Even Salah fell into the Barco trap. No way. Even Salah fell for the Barco trap. And he had Tony. But yeah, he had a great team. So Salah captained himself. He had Jota, Robertson. So obviously he knew that Robertson was starting. Yeah, and he had triple Arsenal defence. He went Raya, White, Gabriel, and he had a Kanji as well. He absolutely smashed it, Salah. Crazy. Who else did well? Andy Carroll, 75 points. Trippier got 73. Did you see Willock's team? This was Willock's team. So he bench boosted, and his bench got 0 points. He bench boosted himself and he didn't play. Like, what? I can't even imagine like the banter in the Newcastle group chat, because they're in a mini league together, the Newcastle players. He bench boosted 0 points, Gameweek 1. Trent did alright. Managed to find like Haaland's circle of acquaintances. Like, they're all on FPL. So who remembers last season when they all sold Haaland before the news of his leak was his injury was public? So anyway, yeah, FPL.page. We've got 2,400 tuned in. If you've enjoyed the stream, then don't forget to like it and subscribe. When we get to 200,000 subscribers, I'm going to get the Focal logo tattooed on me, so you can also be a part of that, and it's completely free to subscribe. Any leaks? I don't think so yet. We've got just over half an hour till deadline, so I'll keep an eye out. At the moment, no. Nothing in my DMs. What's this? No. Oh, Edzo, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships. Thanks very much, Edzo. Appreciate that. Thanks for the support. If you've got the gifted membership from Edzo, don't forget to thank him for that. And if you link your Discord account to your YouTube account, you'll see the members channel automatically, where I'm online chatting every day, and there's the members league, and it supports the channel. So join button below if you want to be a member as well. Yugdeep, thanks for the super chat as well. There's no message with that. Did you mean to ask a question there? Let me check if you asked it in chat. Was it that one? Rico lures for Kwanzaa. So, if you've got 0.5 on the bank, then yeah, you can go to any 4.5. If you don't have anything in the bank, then you can't, because Kwanzaa's gone down. So in terms of the replacements, I would say Robinson's my favourite, because as we were saying earlier, he's home to Leicester, then he's away at Ipswich, home to West Ham, not as good that one. But Lewis, I would say, is very close behind, because he's 4.5. He was incredible game week 1, and he's not really a defender of how he plays in the team. But those that watched saw him. I talked about it in the experts video. Pep's like created a new role just for Lewis, and that might have just been for one game. That might be a new thing this season to try and phase Walker out. He doesn't just invert into midfield, which is what he normally does with defenders. He was pushing up and playing in the attack, like the front 6. So it was a 3-1-6 formation in attack, and it was Lewis playing in that front 6. So he's like insanely advanced. So yeah, I think he's an awesome pick for 4-5, but he's not nailed. That's the risk that you take on there. You never know if Walker comes in at some point. So maybe it depends on the rest of your defence as well. If you've got that flexibility to, be able to afford him benched and then just don't start him after that, then go for him. Walker just posted on his story. I haven't seen what he's posted, but that's what I'm saying. He could come in at some point. It might not be game week 2. It could be game week 3, because West Ham have got some really pacey players, and that might suit Walker more than this week. So Lewis is the huge upside pick, like huge, but riskier. Robinson's the safer one, because he will start, if that makes sense. Start João Pedro or Nkunku. I'd give João Pedro the start. He should play more minutes, and he's on penalties, and he's got home fixture. Northbank Gunnar says Gakpo to start, if not replace him with Muniz. You'd imagine he lines up with the same front 3, so Diaz, Jota, Salah. So my best guess is he doesn't start. It's hard to say so early on, but like, they got the win without Gakpo starting, so you'd think he probably goes with the same front 3. So yeah, Darwin on the bench as well, but you never know. But yeah, if I had him, I'd sell him. It's just too risky to hold him. Pick 2 or 3 to start from British guy. Gabriel, Robinson or Ahmad. I'd start Gabriel and Robinson. 400,000 people triple captain in Haaland. Holy, is that true? It was 300,000 yesterday, so that does line up. Oh yeah. Over 400,000 FPL managers are playing their triple captain chip for Gameweek 2. Who's got theirs active? It's going to be a game week to hide behind the sofa like when City play Ipswich if you don't have Haaland. 400k yesterday. Wow, could be like 500,000. That's mental. That's the other thing that's kind of appealing. Right now, he's what, 50-ish% owned? By the time you use it in a double game week later in the season, Haaland could be in every team. Well, not every team, but you know, he could be in 90% of really engaged managers' teams by them. So those points are shared among more managers. So yeah, there's pros and cons. It's a really interesting one, and it's like new territory. We've never been in this situation where they've changed the FA Cup schedule, which means 2 expected double game weeks. Normally, there's loads of double game weeks and a few blank game weeks as well. So Eddie says he's hovered over it. He's got his finger over it. He's thinking about it. He's like, oh, do I go for it? So yeah, it's unprecedented territory to have less double game weeks, and we just don't know how it's going to play out in terms of when the chip should be used. Because what could easily happen is the bench boost is way better to use in one of those doubles, and then in the other double, the free hit might be better to use. And also, we can have up to 5 free transfers. So when we get to the blank game week, you might have 4 rolled transfers in the bank, and you can just quite easily navigate the blank game week now. Whereas in the past, you get to these blank game weeks and you've only got 8 players that start for your team, and you're looking at a -8 to field 11. This season, it could be a totally different story where you've got, I mean, maybe it's like you're dreaming, but maybe it won't happen. But if you can have like 3-4 free transfers, you could potentially much easier get out 11 players in a blank game week, which means the free hit's better used in a double, which means where does the triple captain go? Maybe it should go right now. Maybe it should go. I'm probably selling myself now on it, but they're super tempting. Like 1.34 projected goals for Haaland, which is the highest or joint highest last season and this season. Yeah, and the mystery chip, like as Malbert says, plus there's the mystery chip. We don't even know what that is, how it works, whether that should be used in a double game week. Like imagine the mystery chip is your defenders score double. I think it's something they did in FPL Challenge last season, because last season they experimented with all sorts in FPL Challenge, and we've seen them move some stuff across from FPL Challenge to the main game. So imagine if it's that, defenders score double, strikers score double, like we saw that in Challenge last season. If that's what it is, then I'm using that in the double game week. I might even bench boost a single game week. Like, it's just a lot of unknowns right now, so it's a risk, and you're making a decision without all the information, which means, you know, there's potential for bigger gains, but there's also potential for that to be a bad call, depending on how things play out. But like, I can't argue against it. It's genuinely a good option this week. Genuinely, I'm not saying that to trick anyone. Like, I've made the case for and against it, and we did a poll earlier. 25% had theirs active. So yeah, the vast majority aren't going for it, but clearly there are a lot considering it. In terms of the captain poll, 73% Haaland, 19% Salah, 3% Son, and 4% other. Interesting. Check if there's been any leaks. Nothing at the moment. I'll keep checking in the background. And those are Haaland's 6 biggest tools ever, all home games. Triple captain Haaland. I just went on like a 5-minute rant about triple captain Haaland, and like, well, not rant, ramble. It's definitely viable, definitely. Solanke owners, who's your replacement? What are you doing with him? Let us know in chat. Who have you bought if you had Solanke, or are you just keeping him? Eze captain? Nah, not for me. I think there's better captains than Eze. Like Haaland, Salah, Son. Marco's gone Vardy. Ridger's gone Havertz. Thomas has gone Wood. Virtual says, finally decided on Muniz. Good luck with the Muniz pick. Yeah, Muniz is a good shout, I would say. I'd probably have him. Pratik says, tell us your experience on the FPL show. Yeah, it's really cool. So what happens is you join on Zoom. There we go. You join on Zoom. This is my first time actually chatting to Kelly Summers. She's so lovely. She's so nice. She was like, it's the first time we ever spoken, Oscar, and she was like, it's lovely to meet you and all this. And yeah, you're basically sitting there on Zoom and they're doing their live recording live on TV and you're waiting for them to come to you. So yeah, I'm just sort of sitting there like listening to them, watching on Zoom, try not to get stuck in my own head and try not to get nervous. Yeah, and then eventually they come to you with the questions and they do tell you in advance what they're going to ask you. So you have a bit of, like, you have a chance to prepare for it. So yeah, then they come to you and then they're like, and we've got fplfocal joining us. So yeah, it's really cool. Goes on TV around the world. It's on the Premier League YouTube channel as well, if anyone wanted to watch it. Yeah, Kelly and Sam are lovely. So yeah, it was a good experience. Really enjoyed it. Looks like you have a crush on her. Oh, everyone's got a crush on her. Any Man United team news? No, not as far as I've seen. Let me check if we've had any leaks. Don't think so. No, nothing at the moment. What have I missed? Not too much really. I mean, I've added a new widget on the left hand side. You know where it says experts captaincy? It rotates in now. You'll see it in a second and then it'll come up with team news. So I've added that just to help people catch all the headlines from the game week. So I'll update that every game week. That's new on the stream. So there's some news there. Is the Trippier transfer confirmed? I mean, there's rumours he might leave, and if that does happen, Livramento, by the way, 4.5 mil, be an absolute gem. Connor Darlington says, start Winks over Solanke. Thoughts on a free transfer to Cooley or Richarlison? I would use the free transfer, get rid of Solanke if I had him, Connor. I'd go to Muniz. I think Mateta's fine as well. Armstrong from Southampton. I'd buy one of those three. Think about it. Those picks have got way more upside than rolling and playing Winks. Winks is going to get you 2 points, isn't he? Realistically. I say that, he's probably going to score now, but like, chase the upside. If you've got Solanke and you've got a free transfer, then I would move him on this week. Our Dragonav says, currently 25k. Fair play, that's a mad Game Week 1 rank. Would you make any changes to this wildcard team? He's gone Trent, Vardy or Porro. Saka, Eze and Kunku, Jota, Haaland, Isak, Muniz. Well, yeah, I wouldn't have Nkunku. I definitely wouldn't have Nkunku. If I'm honest, I'd be very tempted to have Salah over Saka. I would see if you can find a way to do that. The reason being, they're home to Brentford. They've got good fixtures. Obviously, the next three are Captain Haaland. But then, Game Week 5, Haaland's got Arsenal and Newcastle. Salah's got Bournemouth home, Wolves away. So, personally, I might try and find a way to have both. And that, as I was saying earlier, that could be João Pedro in for Isak when João Pedro is home to Ipswich, I think it is, in Game Week 4. Or I could go Bruno down to a 5-5 like Minte, and then Saka to Salah would be the other move. So I'm working towards that. So personally, if I was on a wildcard, I think I'd have both now. But yeah, you'd have to rejig a few players there. If you're happy with that as it is and you prefer that balance, then the only one I changed there is Nkunku. The rest is great. Just make sure you've got a rotation player for Porro when he's got Newcastle and Arsenal. You might be alright playing him against Newcastle, but Arsenal, I'd want to have someone to start there. Like Dunk, who's home to Forest. Per Hansen says, would Muniz or Armstrong when already owning Smith Rowe? Yeah, I would go Muniz or Armstrong. They're very, very close, I would say. Like Armstrong's on penalties. He's home to... Is he home this week? To Forest? I think he's home to Forest this week. They're very close. It's hard to separate them because Muniz has got 2 great fixtures and a better team. I would go Muniz, personally. It's very close. João Pedro and Kunku start. João Pedro. Did you transfer for Cannon? No, I just already had him. I did have Jefferson, but then they signed Evan Nilsson, so I figured there's no chance Jefferson really plays. Cannon's not going to play either, to be honest, but I just thought Daka's out for a while. I thought Vardy was out for a while, but turns out he wasn't. But yeah, I felt like Cannon maybe is the likeliest to get 1-point cameos. I mean, I'm in trouble if I ever have to go that deep on my bench. So it doesn't really mean much. I just went for a low-end 4.5 forward, 1.4%. I didn't have Mubama last season. That was pain. Mubama. He was tearing it up in pre-season. And it looked like he was going to be an impact sub. And then he didn't get used at all, and he dropped to like 4.3. So I just thought, it's not even worth it. You rarely go that deep in your bench. Runs says, I'm already that deep into my bench, lol. Yeah, I mean, some people out there have been so unlucky. Like, if you started with Solanke, Barco, Kwanzaa, like, that is so unlucky. Obviously, some players were risks. Like, Barco was really good in pre-season and expected to start Gameweek 1 at least. You know, after that, who knows, once the Stupinian's back. But, yeah. Kwanzaa, a bit unlucky. Like, no one expected a half-time sub him. We knew he could be a rotation risk. And then, obviously, Solanke injury is the most unlucky of the 3. You needed Udogie to show Porro up today. It's not out of the question. I had Udogie game at 1 last season, and he got me like 12 points in like game week 2 or something. That was one of the most stressful moments last season. So I'd started last season with Gabriel because I missed out on that league. Like, loads of people had Saliba instead, so that was a painful start to the season. But on top of that, Gabriel was benched. I think it was game week 2. And I had Udogie on my bench who, like, he scored and he kept a clean sheet, I think. So he got like 12 points or 14 or something. And I was watching the Arsenal game like, oh my god, please don't bring Gabriel on, please. Because like, that's 1 point versus like 14. And I got very lucky. Very, very lucky because Gabriel didn't play that one. And then Udogie auto subbed on. We've got, what? Just under 20 minutes till deadline, so I'll keep an eye out for any last minute leaks or news. Obviously it's Fulham v Man United, Brighton v Man United first, so that'll be the one, if anything, we get something for. But we might get some City news for 3 o'clock, so stick around. Almost 3,000, so yeah, thank you all for being here, by the way. Appreciate you tuning into the deadline streams. Good to have you all joining us. Is Solanke a must sell? Not an absolute must if you've got really good depth to just ride it out. Or if you've made a transfer already. Something like that. But I would sell him if I had a free transfer, yeah. Any chance Kwanzaa starts? I would say 25% is my best guess. I've put him behind Kwanzaa on my bench based on that. So I've gone, yeah, Haaland captain, Isak Vice. Just making sure everything's in the right order, actually. You know what? I think I'm going to start Valdemars in Game Week 3 just in case he gets the nod over Flecken. Like, why not? The worst that happens is Flecken gets injured in the 80th minute and Valdemars gets a 1 point. But Henderson's away at Chelsea, so... Is Barco's price now locked? Yeah, he's locked now. So yeah, if anyone missed it, he's gone to Sevilla on a season-long loan. A very early entry to FPL that one. Barely Game Week 2. And we've got Barco. He was like the 5th most popular defender. By far the most popular 4-wheel defender. And he's gone for the season. And now he's red flagged, so his price is locked at least. Corey, thanks for the super chat. He says Areola, Trent, Burn, Vardy, Smith Rowe and Kunku, Diego Jota, Bruno, Armstrong, Isak, triple captain Haaland, Flecken, Howard Bellis, Saliba Winks. Anything you do differently with this lineup? So it's just Burn or Saliba, isn't it? Really? What's the clean sheet odds say on that? I'd be tempted to start Saliba now. Newcastle 25, Arsenal 34. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd start Saliba. Yeah, good luck with the triple captain, by the way. You're not the only one. We did a poll earlier, and like 25% were doing it, Corey. So yeah, you're not the only one there. That's the only change I'd make. And then I'd put Burn ahead of Harwood Bellis on your bench. Other than that, it looks good to go. Astro X Gaming says, "Hi Oscar, triple captain Haaland. Honest thoughts." All right, we'll do triple captain one last time. I think it's viable. I'm not doing it, but I think it's genuinely viable. Because we've got 2 expected doubles. We've got the bench boost, the free hit, and the triple captain, which are all good in doubles. We've got the free hit, which works in blanks as well. But we do have up to 5 transfers, which might get you through a blank game week easier than historically. And then we've got the mystery chip. We don't know what that is. So it might be the most effective week to use the triple captain, because it's less powerful than the bench boost and the free hit. Yeah, I saw Franz going for it, so like, it's not that crazy. I don't hate it at all. The other side of the coin is we might get an extra unexpected double. You know, Gameweek 30, Haaland's home to Leicester, so there is that option there to wait for another single game week. Plus we know what the mystery chip is. Plus we know, I have an idea of what the doubles are going to be. So that's the arguments for and against. So who's going for it? Are you triple captaining? No. Yes or no? There's the poll. Experts captaincy, as you can see, 90% this week went Haaland, 8% Salah, 1% Foden, and 1 went for Saka, I think it was. No early team news right now. I'll keep an eye out, because we're bound to get something near the deadline. So the second we get anything, I'll let you know, and I'll put it in the bottom left corner of the screen. Yeah, no City leaks at the moment. I reckon we might get something near the deadline, but you never know. But yeah, the second we get anything, bottom left corner, that widget is leaks of players that starts and players that are benched. So you'll always see it there during these streams, as and when we get something reliable. How we doing, Jay? Is Mente going to play? Get a Brighton source focal. Well, he's been cleared to play. He's fully fit, so I'd guess he probably does, but might come off early for a Dingra, who did well in Gameweek 1 as well. Where are you getting that Man United news from? I've not seen anything. Yeah, I mean, there's yeah, Walker's Instagram, which does he know he's starting though? Oh, there was Simply United, wasn't it, that said Garnacho and Xerxes both start. I don't know how reliable they are though. I remember last week they were right, weren't they? I don't know if it's a good source though, so. But they said Garnacho and Xerxes both start. But yeah, they've only just started sharing team news to my knowledge. Well, I didn't see them in any past seasons anyway. So I'd rather wait and see like that they're definitely reliable before I start including them. But yeah, they said that Garnacho and Xerxes both start. Should I captain Vardy or KDB? I'd go for Salah or Haaland if you've got either, Harry. But yeah, I'd rather captain KDB, captain an attacker rather than a defender. The risk with defenders, all it takes is 1 goal conceded and you're mudded. And then you're really counting on an attack and return from a defender, which is way less likely, isn't it? Captain Isak or Jota? Between those two, I'd say Isak. What should I do with Barco? If you've got Barco and you don't need to play him this week, just keep hold of him. It's a waste of a transfer this early to sell a 4 mil defender. Unless you genuinely don't have a defence. Like if you've picked a defence that has someone that's injured, or maybe if you've got like Quansah and Matson and Barco and you've got 3 defenders that probably won't play, that's the only circumstance I consider it. But I'd sell one of the other ones first that are worth more money. So just keep hold of him. John says, Focal Ultras, use a triple, mark my words. What I will say is John triple captain Fulham last season. And it was like Gameweek 4 or something, wasn't it, John? And he got a hat-trick and an assist. And I can't even begin to imagine how that must have felt, John. Like 20 points in a single Gameweek triple captain. Fair play. And he's doing it again this week. So will the John single captain... Will John's single Gameweek triple captain streak continue? Find out this time next week. Flandy says, I follow John. Who follows John? It is so tempting, but I'm going to leave it. Reluctantly, I'm going to leave it. But God, it is tempting. Like this week is the highest projected goals for a player we've had for the last 2 seasons. 1.34. 40% share of the goals, which is the highest that Haaland's ever been. Yeah, no leaks at the moment. The only one was Simply United, but... But yeah, I can't vouch for their reliability, so I'd be reluctant to like recommend their news. But I'm going to keep an eye. I'm refreshing in the background. John the Baptist. Yeah, no leaks at the moment. We've got 8 minutes till deadline, so I'll keep an eye out for anything we get. Ten Hag starts. If we get anything for the deadline, I'll update bottom left corner straight away. But all we've had so far is Simply United, but I can't vouch for their reliability. Last week was the first time I ever saw them. They do have 71k followers, but that doesn't mean they're 100% reliable, so... I'll keep refreshing though. The referee starts. Anyone got referee? I think I'll bench him. Best 4.5 defender for long term. If you need to start them this week, then I'd say Robinson. I quite like Dunk, but you can't really start him for the next 2. Ipswich home, Forest home there. Wolves there. Other ones like Lewis, you wouldn't say a long term, would you? They're just a risky. Start Colwill or Nkunku. Thanks for that, Charlie Smith. I'd start Nkunku. He played, what, 58 minutes in Europa Conference League, which I think points towards another start. Getting his fitness up and all that. What is RMTs and FPL? That means rate my team. Yeah, if anyone's not in the Focal Discord, there's a Rate My Team channel. I'll spam the link to join in the chat, if anyone's not in there. We've got like 13,000 members, so if you've got Discord, that's the link to join. It's in the description as well. The mini-league code's down there as well. I always forget to plug it. But the mini-league's in the description as well. And my TikTok and Instagram as well, if you want to follow me there. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Az. Homesonic says, good luck to everybody. Not long now. What, 5 minutes? I'll take a screenshot of my team now anyway, because I'm rolling. Let's stick that on Twitter. Gameweek 2. There we go. So yeah, Haaland captain, Isak vice. Done. Official Iron said, thanks for the 16 months. Says captain Son or KDB. Also start guy Nacho or Muniz. Do you not have Haaland or Salah? I'd rather either of those to those two. But if you don't have them, I'd say Son. I mean, these for the last time this stream, we'll have a quick look at the projected points this week. And Son's in third, actually, on FPL review. Everton have got Branthwaite out, Young suspended, Coleman and Patterson out. Tarkowski's a major doubt. I think Son makes a lot of sense. Even though he wasn't incredible Gameweek 1, I'd say Son between those two. I'd start Muniz as well. I think that's close, but I'd say Muniz over Garnacho if I was picking one to start. H Monkey says people are sleeping on Mitoma. Yeah, I mean, he was an absolute beast, wasn't he, a couple of years ago? I think people were waiting for Gameweek 4 because I can see him being popular here. Ipswich home, Forest home. Any latest team news? Just there's the team news widget on the left hand side that rotates in. That's got kind of the headlines. And if we get any leaks, then that'll go in the widget below that. But nothing. We've not had anything. I mean, the problem is, like, City play at 3 o'clock, so it's difficult when they're later. We often get Liverpool leaks, but they literally play the last game tomorrow, so that's the other reason. Howard Bellis or Winks? It's a difficult one, that. Nothing between them. Howard Bellis, I'd say. He's got the home fixture. They'll probably both get 2. You got the allergies again. It just like messes my throat up, I think, talking for 2 straight hours. It starts to hurt after like 2 hours. I normally just sit here in dead silence editing videos, so like to suddenly talk for 2 straight hours. So yeah, if anyone's just joined, I'm rolling the transfer. We've not had any leaks for those that are asking about leaks. 3 minutes till deadline. What did everyone do this week? Did you roll a transfer? Did you make a transfer? Who did you buy? Henderson or Sanchez to start? Palace 29% chance of a clean sheet. Chelsea 34%. Sanchez. Lots of you rolled. Lots of Solanke owners. Solanke up, Moon is in. Solanke to Muniz. Matthew says, get Focal to 200k. Yeah, when we get 200,000 subscribers, I'm going to get the Focal logo tattooed. So hit that button below, subscribe if you're not already. It's completely free. I do these streams every deadline and I make FPL videos, so why not? If you haven't got a YouTube account, then make a YouTube account. That's also free. And then you get the videos in your YouTube feed every week as and when they upload straight away. Triple captain Erling. I thought that said triple captain Sterling. I was like, are you mad? Yeah, triple captain Erling. A lot of triple captains this week, seemingly. I wonder what the final number is. I reckon it could be like 1 million. 1 million triple captains. Maybe that's a bit of an overestimate. Or that'd be like 1 in 10 managers. No, that seems about right, I think. Thanks very much, Thomas. So, yeah. No early team news. Or leaks. But yeah, like City have got the 3 o'clock, so it was always unlikely for that one. And Liverpool play 5:30 tomorrow. So that's my team. I rolled the transfer this week. Haaland captain, obviously. Isak vice. Here for FPL bench one, Robertson or Munoz. Munoz. You're too late, I think, but Munoz. Do it quick. You got like 10 seconds. My God. Kobe says, I beg Son bags of brace. They really should put Everton away when they're missing 5 defenders. They really should, but they should have put Leicester away and didn't, so. Thomas says he wished I rolled the transfer. Bloody slot on Quansah. So yeah, this is what I did for FPL Challenge, by the way. That's the deadline. Campbell MB says deadline. That's a wrap, says Hampu. FPL Bateman locked. Good luck, guys, says Sizaksk. Deadline gone. Chewy FPL. Good to see you, Chewy. Locked in. Locked in. Screw it. I'm bench boosting Quansah, says Zidane. Hope that's not true. You've got to be on the wind up with that. Yeah, it was a quiet one today for the leaks. Surprisingly. Thanks very much, Eddie. Yeah, appreciate you all tuning in. Before you all disappear, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the stream. What's the drink this week? It's just a cup of tea. Just a cup of tea. Oh yeah, should we raid someone? Who should we raid? Who's live that we can raid? Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we need to do our first raid of the season. I love doing raids, they're so much fun. Let's see who's live. Who shall we raid? FPL Tom? FPL chat box? FPL chat box, how about that? Yeah. He's got 8 viewers, so let's go raid him. Everyone head over to here and spam focal raid in this chat. Thank you all for tuning in. Head over to that stream, spam focal raid. Let's go show some support to another channel. Appreciate you all, as always. Thanks for tuning in. That's it from me. Focal out.